this video, it's gonna be me coloring in the scanned-in line art I did for this spider dragon creature, I guess. But yeah, I took in with this drawing was for the Colgrath competition going on Josh White's YouTube channel, and I decided that I should try to see if I could maybe win this. I don't think my art skills are up as good as some of the other people who would be participating in this, but this will be my entry into it in case you guys see it on his channel when he does it. Now first here I'm just getting in the main colors of it, and I had the video sped up, so but yeah, here I'm just getting in the main colors and whatnot, and then yeah, coloring in everything, the wings, the arms, and everything, just getting those main colors, the flat colors as some would say it, down. And yeah, I used a bit of Josh White's video for the shading part and lighting. I'm still trying to figure out how to shade and light it, and do all the shading and lighting and stuff for it. But yeah, so my inspiration and stuff for this was I was trying to think of an area that he had not many creatures for, or that he hadn't had many creatures for. I don't know what they are and stuff. So that was my idea and stuff. So I was trying to figure out what creature did it, and I wanted it to be carnivore of some kind. So I decided while I was looking through creatures in the desert to inspire it off of the camel spider, because of the weird jaw of the camel spider where it opens into 4 different sections I thought was really cool, and I wanted to incorporate that into my design for it and stuff. And then while I was drawing and stuff, the idea for the tail was kind of like the abdomen of the spider, and then the wings, so this wouldn't be like an apex predator, that being only like 6 to 4 feet tall, depending on if it's male or female. So I took and added the eye patterns like you see on moths and other creatures to help intimidate and scare off things that are bigger, to make it look bigger. The wings and stuff, it can fly, but wouldn't primarily use them for flight. Would be able to produce a silk too, which would allow it to more easily capture its prey and whatnot. A little bit of armor plating on the back there, but nothing much on the neck. And then yeah, the raised limb too. There were raised arms and stuff that when I was coloring in those earlier, those were also inspired off the camel spider, with its raising up its arms as a way to make it look bigger. So I incorporated that into it, thinking that would be cool. This is one of the more stiffer looking of my drawings, which is fine, but yeah. And yeah, I chose mostly warm colors for this because of the whole desert, and camel spiders are normally that warmer yellow color. And then yeah, the plates here you can see with the spikes on the back, because spikes are cool. Normally, yeah, spikes are what I do when I don't know what else to add. I'm like, okay, give it spikes on the back is the best way. This is whatnot. But yeah, I scanned in this. Look pretty good. I'm not going to hear back about the results of the competition until later on. Till May. Is probably sometime in May when I'm going to hear the results and stuff. He's going to do a video of all the different drawings, and that'll be cool to see. I'm excited for that. And I'm hoping I sent it to the right email, so... Well, yeah, it doesn't have, like, normal tongues and stuff. I did the whole kind of alien bug-like thing of it having multiple tendrils and stuff in its mouth. The multiple eyes, I'm not really sure how big of a field of vision, but it'd have a pretty good field of vision. Better than most other creatures. I'm not sure if camel spiders have a venom of any kind. I'd have to look into that, actually. I didn't incorporate that into my drawing, but that would have been cool. See, here are the raised arms that I'm coloring here and there with a light. Barely able to see it. Very white tan there. Just to add some color to it. Make it not completely white. Because, yeah, in nature, nothing's completely white. You'll always see hints of blues, greens, oranges, reds, depending on it, depending on the color, environment, the blood underneath of the skin, and yeah, how thick the skin is. Now, I should have done that. I should have had some, like, warmer colors underneath the skin to add some, to make it look like blood vessels and stuff. Yeah, no, this is a really fun thing to color in. Took a while, but really fun to color in. Really liked how that split mouth looks. Stuff here, I'm starting the shading process. I don't use too many layers. I don't get the whole, having 50,000 layers and stuff. I have my flats, line art, background, and shading, like 4 or 5 layers at most. If I wanted to and stuff, I might also add like rim lighting and add another layer for making my highlights with more depth. And yeah, I need to get better at that. I need to learn more muscle stuff for it so that I can see. Here I'm trying to experiment to see with where the shadows would go and how I should put them in and stuff. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Oh yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, I'd like to hear those in the comments. Yeah. The wings, shading those and adding the highlights. When I did the highlights, I put the highlights down of, I think, where the wings, or where the bones for the wings would go. I need to get better at drawing wings too. Yeah, just a list of things that I need to get better at in general. Yeah. I wish I would have went for a warmer color with the shadows because of the sand and the environment would have took in, reflected off and whatnot, and the underneath lighting, I should have added that, or a little bit of underneath lighting to and whatnot, or part of the rim lighting. Here, I messed up. I shouldn't have done the shadows like that. They shouldn't have been, because the light was coming up from the top left, so I shouldn't have put the shadows that are on the bottom left on the armor plating. And then this arm piece, I took and added, you'll see it soon, hopefully, but I added the highlights in, funky there. If you guys if this video does well, I might do more of these videos. Who knows? Watch me improve, kind of. Oh, Popcross videos. He's a big inspiration on these. I plan to make shorts because I plan to participate in Mermaid and Kai-June, which, if you don't know what those are, Kai-June is a month, the month of June, where I just take in draw, and I might do coloring videos of different kaijus for every day of the month. And then Mermaid is very similar. in May, but it's with mermaids and stuff. And I'm not sure. I haven't participated in these before. This would be my first time, but I plan to make YouTube shorts for every day and whatnot for that, of me drawing them. And I don't know if I'll take and color them in for the months and stuff. I might. Depends on how I feel on the day, I guess, and how much I like the piece of art. See, here you can see I'm struggling because I put the shadows on the wrong side. And here I'm putting the highlight down the wing thing, which I wish I would have taken more time with. Near the end here, I was really speeding up, trying to get through it, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Okay, so I'll talk about that later. Really fun to make. Anything else I can talk about? So my original idea for the claws, claws, was to make it so that they split into two large pieces, kind of like I guess if you look at a bug's foot, it splits and kind of has just 2 to 3 large, I guess, toes you could call them, maybe. Fetish for people. So yeah, they split off into kind of like a V shape, which is what I was thinking here, but I didn't know how on a side, from a sideways thing of how to do that V split and how to make it look. So it kind of just looks like they have one giant big claw talon thing, which is fine, I guess. But wish I would have done that better and made it look better. There I was adding the shines to the eyes to make it kind of come to life. But then here, yeah, it's just going, because I scanned it in and I had all that stuff written before I scanned it in. I had to take in, rewrite some of the stuff that was more fainted, I guess. Not fainted. Faded. Don't know why I said fainted. But yeah, I should really take and use pens and stuff before I scan my art in, so that way I don't have stuff like this happening. And then it got cut off there near the end. Puffs of the wings. I got rid of that part completely because it didn't look, talons didn't look right. Some of these I got rid of, some of them I kept. The underside looks nice in my opinion for the stomach and neck. I like how that ended up turning out. Any suggestions for highlights and shadows would be nice, and making my drawings look less flat. But yeah, here the Draco-Solifugae, something, I can't read my own handwriting. But yeah, because of Draco for the more of the dragon part of it. And then if you look up the scientific name for camel spiders, that's where I got the second part of the name. And yeah, coming up with the name, I did it very similar to how Josh White does it, where he'll take and use parts of the creatures that are big designs, take and use the scientific parts of those, and then that's how you have it. See, here I was trying to manually put in that white outline around the creature, and eventually I just gave up because I did not want to do the whole white outline around it completely. So I gave up. If you guys know how to do the white outline like that, I would love to hear how. Because of that gave me difficulties that I did not like to deal with. Any art tips to make drawing easier, I would be glad to hear. See, and when I zoomed out there, it looked really nice to have that white outline over the blue like that. I think it looked nice to do that, but I just didn't want to do the full thing, so I ended up undoing all of it and stuff because it wasn't like a smooth, solid line around the creature, and I did not want to continue doing that. And yeah, I did not want to continue doing that and whatnot. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for this video. Talked a bit over there, but see you all in the next one, I guess, and watch out for Josh White's video. See you later.